We're in the kitchen today. We're going to be making salads, and I wanted to talk in this live video all about how we make a wide variety salad, how you can too, and how to make an epic dressing, like what constitutes or creates an awesome dressing. So that's what we're going to be doing on this live together in the kitchen. I'm making lunch for Nate and I, so I thought might as well share with you. We're going to be doing this another day during the bundle. So welcome everybody. I might not be able to read all of your comments because we'll be working here. So just going to be a lunch along, basically. You're going to make lunch with me, and I'm going to be teaching how we make an epic salad and what makes an epic dressing. So before we begin, please, if you want to support us and purchase the bundle, you can. It's here. I'm just going to put the link in the chat here. It's bit.ly/ultimate raw vegan bundle. And you can get the link in my bio as well. So I'm gonna post that here in the chat. So if you are having a great time with these lives and you want to get those 55 ebooks, 55 brand new ebooks, including the exclusive collector's edition holiday recipe book, it's all yours for 50 bucks. And again, if you want to support us, head on over there. If you're loving these lives, head on over there and go grab that. All the ebooks are brand new, and I don't know if people realize how amazing this deal is, because if you were to buy all of these brand new books, like everyone's releasing their newest book right now. So if you love following Olivia Herzog, if you love following Johnny Juicer, if you love following Nate and I and Chris Kendall, and even Doug Graham has a new audiobook in there. Louise and Karen, and oh my gosh, there's so many people in here. There's 55 ebooks, and everyone's releasing their new ebooks in this bundle. So if you want to grab their books, this is the best time to get all of the books, including my new party food ebook, my new Let It Snow ebook about raw in the winter, Nate's new Alive book, which talks all about sprouting and microgreens. Chris Kendall has his meal plan, and the holiday collection, which is only available in the bundle. It's a collector's edition from all of us. We put in all of our holiday recipes into that book, and it's part of the bundle, but you won't be able to buy it after the bundle. So if you want that holiday book with my Christmas quiche recipe, with a new stuffing recipe of mine, and there's 63 recipes in that book from over 40 of us, we made it special for the bundle. So this is a once in a lifetime chance to get everybody's brand new ebooks for 50 bucks, and it's only available till November 1st. So if you want the bundle, please don't hesitate to click the link in the chat or the link in my bio. Head on over there and go grab it. But we're going to be talking about salads, variety, and how to make an awesome dressing. So you know that Nate and I are all about the salads. We love the variety and everything. So I wanted to talk a little bit about how to build an epic salad like we do. So what we do is we start off with the greens. The greens. We have here romaine that is washed and ready to chop. But you can use any greens. You're gonna start with a base of greens. Romaine, iceberg lettuce, you can use a combination of the two. You could put kale in there, chard, spinach, mixed greens, arugula, bok choy, cabbages, any kinds of greens that you want. Mix it up and get that variety as the base of your salad, and we'll chop it all together. Here, you guys can take this recipe as well, and you can make it yourself at home. It's a free recipe demo video, so I'm really excited. But yeah, start with a base of greens of any kind that you like, and then you're going to work on building your salad. So this is kind of a selection of what we're going to be using today, and this is a selection of typically what we put in there. We are missing a few things that we would normally put in, but we need to restock the fridge. We're missing cucumbers, and we have been putting beets in our salads lately. So this is basically what's left in our fridge that we could get the most variety from. We've got roots. So carrots or beets are really great choices. We grate them or shred them and put them in there. Fruit. You can put fruit in a salad to increase the variety and the calories of your salad. So apples are a really great option, as are berries, to add to your salad. They add a different dimension, and you can have them complement with everything else in your salad. Another fruit, botanical fruits, but a lot of people call them vegetables, would be tomatoes and bell peppers and cucumbers. I call them fruiting vegetables because, like I said, they are a fruit, but we use them as vegetables. So they're non-sweet fruits: bell peppers, tomatoes, and cucumbers, even zucchini, or even pumpkin if you wanted to put some pumpkin in there too. Crunchy, but good. So tomatoes, I personally really like cherry tomatoes because when you're making a really fast salad and you don't have a lot of time to prepare, you could just throw cherry tomatoes right in your salad. You don't even have to chop them up at all. So that's a bonus to using tomatoes. And then I like the aromatics. So onions, green onions, crushed garlic if you were brave enough to do that. But I like to put red onion and green onion in salads. And then you can do things like corn as well. We have this organic sweet corn that we have. Yes, you can eat corn raw. Just cut it off. You'll see. We're gonna be making the salads for lunch. So yeah, eating a salad with your sweet tamarind dressing right now. Thanks for creating this awesome recipe. You're welcome. Oh, I bet that one's delicious. I love tamarind. It's amazing, and that dressing is available in my app, www.rawfoodromance.com. So if you buy the bundle, by the way, if you buy the bundle, you get a special discount code to get 1 month free of my app when you sign up as a new app person. So you can get that too in the bundle as well. So we add corn to our salads. You could also add stuff like celery. Celery is a really great option, and radishes, we add those too. So trying to get a wide variety of food into your salad is the most beneficial for your gut microbiome because you're getting a lot of variety. Now, I know a lot of people don't want to eat a lot of variety, like they're scared of eating a lot of variety, and rightfully so if their gut microbiome is not strong enough to deal with the variety. In those cases, I would recommend starting slow and increasing slowly. Like for example, if you have issues with carrots and cabbage, but you're okay with a romaine and tomatoes, you could make the bulk of your salad romaine and tomatoes and add just a small amount of carrots and cabbage or radishes or broccoli or whatever it is that you feel like you have an issue with. Start smaller with those items and have the abundance from the other items just to make sure that you're not under eating. You want to make sure you're eating enough, but you also want to get that variety in. So start slow. It's super simple. We don't need to be eating 3 cups of broccoli right off the bat if you haven't had broccoli in a couple months, right? It's going to be harder for your gut to digest, not because broccoli is hard to digest, but because your gut microbiome is not tuned to digest that much broccoli. So start slow every day, add a little bit more. You could chop up a little floret, just like a tablespoon of broccoli, and sprinkle it on your salad every day for a week. And then do 2 florets, 2 tablespoons of broccoli in your salad every day for another week. And slowly increase your broccoli content, and then do that with other foods that you tend to be a little bit irritated on, like cabbage or rougher greens, that kind of thing. You want to start slow and increase. So make sure your salad is abundant anyways, but add that little bits of variety here and there, like just 1 radish if radishes you think that radishes might be causing a problem or what have you. So start slow. The other thing that we add is sprouts. These Nate grew. They are onion, I think onion or garlic. I believe they're onion. They smell so amazing. So we grew these microgreens in our house, in the office, and Nate's new book, Alive, which is also available in the bundle. Everything is $50, so you're getting all the books for $50. It's such a good deal, I can't express it enough. But his book, Alive, talks about sprouting and microgreens and how to grow your own sprouts and microgreens in your own house so you can grow onion just like this. So another great addition for variety in your salad is sprouts and microgreens. So you could do a combination of both, have some lentil sprouts and some onion microgreens. You could have mung bean sprouts and radish microgreens. You could have 3 different kinds of microgreens. You could have 8 different kinds of microgreens and have those as the base of your salad. So it's about getting variety, and a great way to get more variety is to add microgreens and sprouts to your salad. The last awesome thing that you can add to salads is fresh herbs. So cilantro, dill, parsley, all of that good stuff, green onions again, even the garlic scapes, you can add those too. So grab some fresh herbs. There's tons of different varieties out there to add flavor to your salad and freshness and variety. So it's fresh, lots of fiber, delicious, and great to add to your salad. So that's basically kind of how we build our salads. We start with the greens, and then we make sure that we have our fruiting vegetables, as much variety as we can, our herbs, our microgreens, our sprouts, if we have them going. We have some soaking back here, but we haven't had them because we've been eating so many microgreens lately. And then your aromatics and other vegetables like celery, corn, that kind of thing. So again, that's how we build our salad. I hope you guys enjoyed that. Now we're going to talk about how to make an epic dressing. We're going to make a dressing together. So we're going to be using our BioChef vacuum blender. And I will never blend without the vacuum anymore. I wish I started blending earlier, and I know I sound like an advertisement, but vacuum blending is seriously amazing. I don't make any money off the link to the BioChef. This is the BioChef container, and it comes with the lid and the vacuum seal, and it fits on classic Vitamix bases. So if you have a new Vitamix like the Accent or the Sensor ones, it won't work on those ones, but you can always buy a used old school Vitamix base and then just buy the new jug with the top and the vacuum. This is $180 for the kit, and then you can get a used one for like $100. So then you could have vacuum blending, and vacuum blending is incredible. I cannot even express how incredible it has been. Like I said, I wish I did it earlier. The thing is that a lot of gas and bloating that happens on a raw diet or even a healthy diet or even in general happens because we're swallowing a lot of air. It has nothing to do with the food. It has nothing to do with food combining in those cases, right? If you are eating the most perfectly food combined meal and you're eating super whole and perfect, then it could just be that you're blending a lot of air into your smoothie, your sauces, your raw soups, that kind of thing, and you're swallowing all this air, so it's gotta go somewhere, right? A lot of people are gonna be maybe belching a lot, or it's coming out the other end. It's gotta come out of ourselves somehow. So by switching over to a vacuum blended smoothies, soups, dressings, that kind of thing, your gas, no matter how good you food combine, your gas and bloating will dramatically decrease because you're just not eating the air. That's it. It's so simple. Nothing to do with the diet, but all to do with the mechanics. Also, if you're not chewing well enough and you're talking while you're eating, you're swallowing a lot of air, and this can cause digestive upset. Again, no matter how good you food combine. So it's definitely something worth looking into if you can. Some people have asked for, I saw this here, any other suggestions? I have a new Vitamix for vacuum blending. Again, the new Vitamix, you can't use this on it. You could, I know Chris Kendall has one where he kind of like made a seal on the top and used a vacuum on his older Vitamix, which you could probably do on your newer one. But I would honestly, seriously recommend getting either a new Vitamix base used. But again, I know you just bought one and it's hard. Like when we find out new stuff and that replaces our old stuff, it's like, what do we want? Do we really want to get those health benefits from vacuum blending? Because when you vacuum blend, you aren't oxidizing as much your stuff, right? Because you're not blending oxygen into your smoothie, you are preserving the nutrition of your smoothie. You're not oxidizing it. Plus, big time bonus is that you can blend stuff and then you can vacuum seal it in jars, and it lasts like, I mean, John Kohler does it, and some of his raw soups taste exactly the same. They have the same color and there's no mold like a week after. So you could actually food prep as a raw vegan on Sunday, you could make all your dressings for the week in vacuum blended. You could seal them under vacuum and you would have all your dressings for the entire week. You could technically do that. I like to blend my dressings fresh, obviously, but if you are in a pinch or if you have a job that you really need to do all your food prep on Sundays, vacuum blender and vacuum sealing is next level. And again, I just want to share this because it is dramatically changing the way we do raw food, and we've been doing it for 7 years. We have to evolve with the new ideas, new tips and tricks and technology that's coming out that can benefit us further, right? We can look back at what our ancestors did, and sure, some of them did better than others, and it's not about going back to what our ancestors did. It's looking at what they did and improving upon it. With science, we study ourselves, we study science as human beings, so we can learn what is even better than what our ancestors did. So vacuum blending is great. It's a step beyond just regular blending. So yeah, I just wanted to talk about that because I feel vacuum blending is incredibly amazing. Let's see. Oh, Rock Koala bought a badge. Thank you so much. And yeah, Kath is saying, I so wish I heard about this before. I spent a lot of cash on a new Vitamix, which unfortunately is the one that doesn't fit the new thing. I know that sucks, and I know I knew about this 2 years ago, but I didn't implement it because I didn't want to buy it and I didn't want to try it out. I was just like, oh, my regular blending is fine, whatever, until I tried it and I was like, why didn't I do this sooner? So unfortunately, you could, again, rig your own blender to do vacuum, but it won't be the same as actually vacuum blending. So we're gonna start off with fruit for our sauce. So I always start with fruit as a base. Now, for a good dressing, you're gonna need to hit all flavor palettes. I get a lot of people who say, Lisa, I don't wanna have your dressings because you use a lot of dates and I want a savory dressing, without realizing that most savory dressings have some form of sweet in them because you have to get all of the flavor hits to have a really well-rounded good dressing. If you're just leaving certain things out, then you're not gonna get the full flavor profile that you could with a dressing. And yes, BioChef does not ship to Canada, but there are other vacuum blenders on the market. You can search, just Google or Amazon, check out some vacuum blenders. Again, we bought the BioChef because we're friends with John Kohler and he recommended that, and that's what we got. Plus we have the Vitamix, it works on our Vitamix. It worked for us, but it's not about the product or the brand, I guess. It's about vacuum blending. I just want people to vacuum blend, whether you jerry rig it yourself or you buy the BioChef or you get some other vacuum blender on Amazon or whatever, it doesn't matter. It's all about vacuum blending and vacuum sealing. That's the whole point, right? So just look around and see what you can get in your area, in your country, because I know there's some people over in Europe who have bought different kinds of vacuum blenders, but it's, again, all about vacuum blending, not necessarily the brand of what you get or what you use. So a good dressing starts with sweet, always, and we are making a really low fat dressing for our lunch, and we're starting with 2 mangoes and dates. So this is gonna be the base of our dressing. The reason why I use fruit as a base for my dressings is because it provides the calories and the sweetness, obviously, but it provides the calories. We need calories, and a salad just doesn't cut it on its own. We need to get them from our fruit, right? So I've got, the light is funny sometimes on this one. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 dates approximately that I'm adding to this dressing. And we're adding 2 ataulfo mangoes. So I always recommend adding, if you're gonna add other fruit aside from dates, to add mangoes or something fresh. That's really nice to add to your smoothies. So let's just get this mango going here. And we're just gonna make some lunch together. Thank you guys for joining me. This is so much fun. Now I'm gonna eat these later, so I'm not gonna cut off the edge just right now. So I'm gonna put those aside. And we need a spoon. Let's grab a spoon and we're going to scoop out our mango into our blender. Here we go. These are gonna be good ones. These mangoes are ripe and ready to go. Here we go. What kind of fruit do you guys like adding to your dressings? I like mangoes, and berries are really nice to add to dressings as well. I do like adding grapes, to be honest. Grapes are really good. I haven't made many with them, but when I do make them, it's really nice. So here we go. We've got our dates and our mangoes, and let's move on to the sour. So sour, you could use apple cider vinegar to get it more like a vinaigrette flavor, or you could use lime or lemon juice or any kind of citrus. So you could use orange, you could squeeze little kumquats if you wanted to, right? Any kind of citrus works for this. How does one tell if a mango is ripe? How expensive are mangoes in the US? Honestly, it really depends on the area and the season. Season obviously is the most determining factor for the cost of fruits and veggies. So mangoes are typically, I don't know, again, it depends. We have purchased cases of ataulfo mangoes. We got 2 cases of 20 each, so it was 40 mangoes for $10 in the summer here in Vegas. But right now, mangoes are pretty expensive because they are starting to get out of season. In Canada, mangoes were mega expensive, and they weren't that tasty. So I didn't have a lot of mangoes when I was in Canada. I ate a lot more bananas and tree fruits and berries and that kind of thing because it just wasn't as available. Well, this lime is a little soft. So here we go. Yeah, great prices in summertime. And yeah, to tell if a mango is ripe, you want it to be soft to the touch, but not too soft. So kind of like an avocado. If you know how to pick an avocado, you can pick a mango. So once it's got that softness with a few brown spots on it, that's my favorite time to eat them. There are some people who like to eat them harder than that because they're a little bit more tart, but if you want them sweeter, you're gonna need to let them get soft. But you don't want them to be too soft, like an avocado. If it gets too soft, then they typically taste zingy, like they're on their way out. So yeah, definitely check and play around with that to see. We're gonna add some lime juice to this recipe. This one has the juice of 2 limes. So we'll just pour that in here. So yeah, you can use any kind of citrus or sour to add to your dressing. And we're going to move on to aromatics and spices. So we've got here this it's a black jalapeno, which is really cool. They're pretty good. And we've got some garlic. So we're moving into the spice area. And in this case, the fresher the better, obviously, but dried spices are something that Nate and I use a lot in our dressing. So we're gonna be adding some dried spices to this. The jalapeno, if you don't want a super spicy jalapeno in there, take out the seeds and the white center. If you take that out, then it's going to be a lot less spicy. It'll still be spicy, but less than if you didn't leave, or if you left them in. So we're gonna cut that in half. We've got some jalapeno going in there. We're also gonna add a little bit of ginger. So you can decide on how much ginger you want to use, how much garlic you want to use. And I always say start slow with the spices because you can always add more. It's very hard to take out the spicy, but it's easy to add spicy. So always start slow. If you have any recipe and you're kind of like hesitant on certain ones, like if you don't really like a lot of spicy food, then cut the hot stuff in half Try that out, blend it and taste it, and if you like it, keep going, eat it. If you don't, if you feel like it needs more spice, you're always more than welcome to add more. Add more ginger, add more garlic, add more jalapeno, add whatever you want to add to the dressing to enhance the flavor, but start slow if you're worried that you might not like it. Like if you don't really like ginger, then maybe start with a little tiny piece, right? Just use a little bit instead of the larger amount. But I like to put a lot of ginger in there. Ginger is really good for anti-inflammatory. Actually, ginger is one of the most researched foods on the planet. So it's one of the most beneficial, I believe, and as is garlic. I am super pro garlic. I love garlic, and the inulin in garlic and is super really healthy for our good microbiome. Even though there's people who say that garlic kills our gut microbiome, it actually feeds certain good bacteria and it kills off the bad. So it's not a bad thing to have. It can help so many people with so many things. So let's see. The good part to live in Brazil are the nuts and the fruits are delicious and cheap. And now I'm living in Germany and it's not as good. Yeah, definitely depends on where you are at, but trying to get as much variety in whatever location that you're in is best. We're also going to add a little tiny hot chili pepper because again, I like things hot. You could start with a smaller amount. Again, it's totally based on your tastes, and this is how to build a good dressing. So you start with a sweet, you put a sour in there, and then you get aromatic, so garlic, onion, jalapeno, spices, that kind of thing you want to add. So we're also going to add, I really like this Kashmiri mirch, and we'll add a little bit of that. It's kind of like paprika. And we're also going to add some Calabrian chili. I love Calabrian chilies. If you can find Calabrian chilies, you can definitely order online for sure if you can't find them in your area. But I like this one from Silk Road. It's sweet and it adds flavor without adding heat. So some people want to have the flavor of the pepper, the chili kind of flavor without the heat of it. And this is one of the best. The Calabrian chilies give it so much flavor without giving it too much heat. So I like to put a fair amount in there. And I don't always measure stuff. I measure stuff when I create recipes for you guys, but in real life, I really don't. I just make sure that it tastes good for you. And then from there, I just kind of play around. Onion powder is something that I absolutely love adding a lot of to my dressings here, so I'm gonna add a lot of that. And smoked paprika. This is probably my favorite spice of all time, as many of you know. Yes, it's not raw, but we're only using a small, tiny amount. It's smoked at like 210 degrees Fahrenheit, so that's why it's not raw, but it's still vegan and healthy, which is all that matters. So we're gonna add some of that to our dressing. And last but not least, we're gonna add some chia seeds because sometimes you need a little bit of creamy. So that's another angle to a good dressing is a fat source. Whether you're using a low fat source like chia seeds, which is actually super high in fiber, I don't consider chia seeds to be a fat source. I consider them to be a fiber and omega-3 source. So we're gonna add some chia seeds to our dressing. And again, if you're doing like a dinner dressing, you could use your nuts, your seeds, your sunflower, sesame, tahini, cashews, what have you. But I would recommend only sticking to like 2 to 3 tablespoons max, like a quarter cup of nuts in your dressing, just because that increases your fat percentage for the day, especially if you're using seeds or nuts that are high in omega-6s. It's better to do a smaller amount of those. And like I said, fat is not evil. We shouldn't be doing 0 fat. We just have to do low fat, appropriate amounts, and focus on omega-3. Then the final one would be kind of like the grounding umami flavor. And I personally love to use miso paste, which I have to go grab from the fridge. So I'm gonna go grab that right now. Hello, I'm back with our miso. So here is our organic brown rice miso, and it's a new one, so I'm going to open this. Miso, the sodium in miso, and you can get low sodium miso. We normally buy low sodium miso, but we wanted to try this brand just to see what it tastes like. But the sodium in miso doesn't act the same way on your cardiovascular system as regular table salt does. So let's just try and get this off here. So miso paste, you get the low sodium miso paste, is actually considered a living food. Now, whether you get chickpea miso or rice or soy, it's cooked first and then fermented. So it's technically not a raw food, but it's a living food. So a lot of raw foodies consider it raw because it's alive. And that's the whole point, right? Is to eat living foods. So miso paste is a living food. It's got good microbiome. And miso is amazing. It's a lot better to add miso to your dressing than it is to add salt because, again, it acts differently on your cardiovascular system. And I like to add about a tablespoon or two, depending. So delicious. Woo, that's a good one. Wow. And yeah, we always get organic. This is a organic brown rice miso, but there's so many on the market. Oh my gosh, like the amount of misos that we found at the ethnic store was like, there was a whole cooler full of misos. Normally, like we said, we get the organic soy low sodium. So there's like 60% less sodium in that one. But again, we wanted to try this one just to see what it's like. So there we have it. That's what makes an awesome dressing. You have your fruity base for your calories. You have your sour, apple cider vinegar or citrus. Then you've got your aromatics, your onion, your garlic, and then your spices, your jalapeno, your powdered spices, chili, cumin, coriander, curries, like any of those spices, whatever you want to make it taste like, you can do that with the spices. So again, mango and curry are an epic combination for a low-fat curry flavored dressing, and add some dates to it. You can add a little bit of tahini to it. Again, don't be scared of adding fats. Just add a smaller amount because you really don't need a lot of fat to make it creamy. Like a tablespoon of hemp seeds added to my French dressing makes it creamy French, and it's so delicious with just a little bit of fats added. So you're not going overboard with the fats. You're not putting like half a cup of nuts into your dressing. You're having an appropriate amount of fats. You can still enjoy a creamy dressing. So. And then our umami, for umami, you could use a mushroom powder, like a dried and ground mushroom powder that really has a lot of grounding flavor to it. So yeah, Watermelon Lime saying it's hard to find miso without sugar and without alcohol in Germany. Yeah, some of the misos do have a little bit of alcohol in them. I don't think this one has it. No, it doesn't. This one has soybean, rice, a little salt, yeast, koji culture. So yeah, it is harder to find, but again, if you're just doing a little bit of it, it's not that big of a deal. So we're gonna do some water. We're gonna add some water. We have a reverse osmosis machine that we put onto our sink, and I'm gonna add. It's harder with the vacuum blender because you have to add the right amount of water first, because if you need to add more, you have to take the vacuum off. So you have to kind of eyeball it just to see. I think I'm adding about a cup, just over a cup, maybe a cup and a quarter of water. So this is what it looks like. Here we go, we're ready to go. And now this is how you use the vacuum blender from the BioChef. So we've got the seal lid, and this lid is sealed, but there's enough room for the air to come out, but not to get it in. So make sure that your lid is on as well as possible, because you don't want any air to be releasing. So now all this air that's in here is going to be sucked out with the vacuum. Now I just have to take this apart so I have more cord. Let's see here. These things, because we normally have our blender on the other side of the counter, so we don't have that. But here's the BioChef, the vacuum. It has to be plugged in unless you put batteries in it. So make sure that it's plugged in, otherwise it's not gonna work. So plug it in, put that on top of the blender. Let's just move this a little bit so you can see. There we go. And all you have to do is push this button. Here we go. Oh, this one here. And now this light turns on and it's sucking the air up. It's actually sucking the air out of the water as well. You can see it bubbling up to the surface and it's sucking all of this out. Did you purchase the Kashmiri pepper at Silk Road? Yes, this is Silk Road, but I have seen it in a lot of ethnic stores as well. The Calabrian chilies as well. silkroadspices.ca for the spices. That's my favorite place. That's the place that I went to when I was in Canada. It's wonderful. I love Silk Road, but again, there are a lot of different spices online. You can find them to get a good variety of spices, to try out different flavors. It's really awesome. So here we go. As you can see, it does take a little extra time to suck all that air out, but this dressing will not be full of air. So it's going to really help with our digestion because we're not going to be swallowing all that air. And it's incredible how much lighter we feel eating the exact same foods. It's not like we've changed or we're following any food combining, but just changing the way that we blend has been dramatic. So once you've sucked out all the air, I like to push it again just in case. And if it just turns red, that means we're good to go. Sometimes it'll suck out more air. It really depends. Then you push this bottom button to be able to take the vacuum off without taking the seal. So now that that's blended, we can, or now that it's taken all the air out, we can blend this dressing. So here we go. It might be a little loud. All right, so I like to blend for around 30 seconds, give or take 20 to 30 seconds to make sure that everything gets really creamy. And this is now a vacuum blended sauce. The flavor is going to be way more potent. The color is going to be different and the texture is going to be different, all because we use the vacuum blender. And trust me, when you try vacuum blended, especially smoothies are next level with a vacuum blender. So the next step is there's a little rubber kind of hole thing in the hole here. All you have to do is pull it up and you're gonna hear the release. Ready? That's the release of the air. And then you can just, Nate likes to take the top off so that it's really easy to take the lid, but I find it hard to get the lid off anyways. No matter what I do, it's hard to get the lid off because it's a seal. So anyways, there we go. There we go. The coolest thing, aside from all those other cool things about vacuum blending, is that there's very little air bubbles for presentation purposes, right? You're taking pictures of your stuff. It's nice because there's not a whole bunch of air bubbles on there. So we're gonna move this over because we're done with the dressing. So now again, you could technically pour this into jars and you could vacuum seal it. I have a reel on my Instagram as well as on my YouTube, and there's a video that I did with John Kohler kind of comparing regular blended with a Vitamix and vacuum blended with a Vitamix, so you can see the difference. It looks delicious, yes, so much yum. It smells amazing, like seriously, I'm so excited for lunch. So then we're gonna get on to building our salad. We're gonna do this together. I'm just gonna take everything out of these bowls so that we can fill the bowls. And you can see how I build the salad, how I decorate it. So we've got our two bowls here, one for myself and one for Nate. Here we go. One of the top questions that I get asked all the time is where do we get our bowls? More so than where do you get your protein? This is like the number one question that I get asked is where do you get your bowls? These bowls we got from Walmart. I know we rarely shop at Walmart, like once a year. And the one time we went there, we're like, let's go see what they have for dishes. And we found these bowls were $4 each. So we're like, okay. So we ended up buying these 2 bowls, but I have bowls like this. For those of you in Canada, you can get bowls like this at Superstore. Every season they have new bowls, and they're big family sized, big bowls. See, this is the size of our salads. They're big bowls, they're big salads, and we do big salads because we need to get enough calories. So let's just put those there. Let's see if I can arrange this so it's a little better. There we go. And we're gonna start with our lettuce. So I washed this lettuce beforehand, and I'm gonna chop this. I'm gonna show you a little trick that I have. I hope you guys can see. So the best way to chop lettuce that I have found, and again, everyone's gonna have their thing, everyone's gonna have their best way of doing it, but this is the way that I found to be the best, the way that I enjoy lettuce the best, is first you wanna cut lengthwise, about 3, 4, or even 5 times, depending on the size of the head of lettuce that you're using. And you wanna chop that way so that your pieces of lettuce after aren't so long, right? I like the small pieces of lettuce. So I like to slice it down lengthwise first to chop it so it's not so long. And then you bunch it up nice and tight, and then you just slice it crosswise. And I like to do it really thin because I like kind of shaved lettuce style. So here we go, just chop this. And a lot of times I will chop first and then wash second, but you could wash first and chop second. It's totally up to you, whatever works best for you and your workflow in the kitchen. So here we go, almost there. Almost there, perfect. So we really like using these flexible cutting boards. Check this out. This is a flexible cutting board. We just got them off Amazon, and they're amazing because you can just pick everything up and dump it into the bowl if you want. So we're gonna split this head of lettuce because it was a fairly big one. We're gonna split that into 2. Normally we each do a whole head of a smaller one, but this one was a pretty big one. So again, we're gonna split that. And next up, let's do the corn. Let's do corn next. So again, organic corn. We're big on only buying organic corn. If we're gonna do corn, we get organic, just because corn is one of the most, I don't know, questionable ones out there. So here we go. This is the corn, and I like to do the corn in the bowl because if you do it on the cutting board, it can get in the way. I'm gonna grab a smaller knife, and all I do is put the corn in the bowl and then just chop down the sides. You wanna try and get as close to the core as you can. And I'll do half of this corn in this bowl, and then the other half in this bowl here. And there we go. So there's our corn. And obviously you can get decorative if you want to. Do you use a ceramic knife? Great question. No, we don't. I think we have a ceramic knife, but this is our favorite knife because it's colorful. We have no other reason why we love this knife. I love this knife, and this was another one that went with it. You can get colorful knives on Amazon or in the stores, wherever. But the key is, I mean, yes, you can get expensive knives, but we just keep our knives sharp, and that's pretty much the best advice that I have. Even if you have expensive knives, just sharpen them. Keep them sharp because you're going to be doing a lot of chopping, and these are the ones that we use the most. So, but we do have ceramic one. We just don't use it. So next up, let's do our carrots. So for carrots and beets, we like to peel them first. And I like to use this peeler. I don't know where I got it. I think it was at a trade show, and it was like $5 with a bunch of other food presentation tools, but I don't remember where I got it. You can get a Titan vegetable peeler, works really well. But what I like to do is just shave it like this, really super easy, and you can get all of the carrot off like that. Just keep shaving, shaving, shaving down. And this can be a very meditative practice. Like you can sit here and just either listen to books on tape or have like a guided standing meditation kind of video going on. You can do whatever you want and just get in connection with your food, because your food is what's fueling you. We are so not in connection with our food. Now we'll save these pieces that we can't totally get for other dressings, but we'll just do that. And then we'll do this one here. Just get in connection with that food. Just like we get in connection with nature, we need to get in connection with our food. You're creating something beautiful for yourself, right? Will this be saved? I missed the beginning. 100%, 100% this will be saved, as long as the Instagram gods allow it, right? We've been having some weird issues with Instagram. Yesterday I was having a hard time posting my reels and stories, but it seems to be okay now. I'm sure, because I did a live earlier today that saved just fine. So this will be saved as IGTV. I'll also be saving it and posting it to my YouTube as well. So you guys can go head over to YouTube after. I will post this over there. Yes, a recipe video. A recipe, just trying to figure out what to make and for dinner tomorrow. Yeah, this is a great, fun, lunchy recipe. This is typically what we have for lunch. We have a low-fat salad for lunch, or we do a smoothie, which is not as often, but we do smoothies or fruit bowls for lunch. But again, not as often. We typically like to have a really big, nice, delicious, beautiful salad for lunch and for dinner. And for those of you who are enjoying this live, please don't hesitate to click the link in the chat or the link in my bio and go grab the Ultimate Raw Vegan Bundle, because I bet you anything, there's I haven't counted yet, but I think there's over 1,000 recipes in that bundle for 50 bucks. And it's 55 brand new ebooks from all the raw foodies that you love. I mean, not everyone's in there because not everyone was able to create a new ebook for it or able to join the bundles. So it's everyone who was able to, and highly, highly recommend all of their recipes. They're so delicious. We've made quite a few and they are epic. So if you do love videos like this and you love all the lives that have been going on, please go grab the bundle as well and have a bunch of awesome recipes to make for yourself. So we've got the carrot down. Now we will be adding some celery. I like to chop them really fine. We've got 3 sticks here. We're gonna split between the 2 of us. Another tip that I have for quick salads is to get as much as you can prepped. If you have the money and the ability to do so, like if you're really super busy and you can't do this, getting things like pre-washed lettuces, pre-shredded cabbage, like I'd mentioned earlier, cherry tomatoes, you don't even have to chop if you don't want to. You can just add them directly to your salads. So we're gonna add this celery to our salads here. And like I said, you can get creative or you can just toss them in there. Sometimes it's pretty just tossed in, right? It's nature, it's beautiful. So we're gonna work on some tomatoes. We've got some vine ripened ones. We prefer heirloom, but we haven't been able to find a great place for heirloom tomatoes. So we've got these vine ripened organic ones, and I'm just gonna chop these up and put those in our salad as well. We love the heirloom ones. I feel like they just taste better. I find that them to ripen better as well. So do definitely enjoy heirloom tomatoes best, but I love tomatoes. I eat a silly amount of tomatoes. But yeah, let's get these chopped up here. Thank you again for joining. Love you guys. Oh, happy birthday. Namaste Crochet. It's her birthday. Happy birthday. Awesome stuff. Thank you for spending your birthday here with me and everyone in the kitchen. So we're gonna add half to this one, and the other half to the other one. Here we go. Ooh. This is gonna be a good salad. All right, next up. Yes, it's a lot of chopping. And like I said, you can cut corners, you can get stuff that's pre-chopped, but it's the connection with your food. This is a time for you to be with yourself, to be with your food, to meditate, to have that happy space. Put some music on that you love. Put an audiobook on that will uplift you. Take this time for yourself because you're creating something beautiful that you're going to eat. So even if it takes a little bit of time, it's okay. Are heirloom tomatoes always organic? Not necessarily. I feel like heirloom tomatoes typically are organic, but they're not always organic. So definitely check the farm that you're getting them from and ask, obviously, to see. So we're gonna chop this apple. Like I said, it's nice to add something sweet to your salad. So we're gonna add apple cubes to this one. And you could add berries. I've added mango to my salads. Mango is really lovely in salad. Pineapple is really nice in a tomato-based salad, so it's kind of like pizza flavored. Because I like pineapple on my pizza. So here I'll add some apple. Remember, it's all about variety. Getting enough variety in your salads is key. It's Nate and I's top priority is to get a lot of variety because we don't eat cooked food. So we want to get a lot of variety to feed our gut microbiome. And this is the best way to do it, is to just put a lot of different things in your salad. Here we go. Just chopping this. You could grate your apples. You could run them. You could run everything. You could run everything through the food processor and make a coleslaw with all these ingredients on a bed of lettuce. That would be great too. There are so many different ways to make raw food and to present it and prepare it. And that's why it's awesome to get things like the bundle, because you get to try recipes from other people's minds, their creations. There's some amazing recipes in there. My Christmas quiche, which everyone's like super excited for. The Christmas quiche is in the holiday book. My cozy stuffing is in there. We've got Enzyme 333. His name is Daniel. He's got like raw hot dogs and like chicken balls. And there's like so many amazing recipes in there from so many amazing people. We made that volcano sushi from Johnny Juicer and Chloe. That's in the bundle too. All of it's in the bundle. You gotta get the bundle. Link in my bio or here in the chat. So you can enjoy a lot of different awesome new recipes. So here we go. We got the apple. We're almost finished here. We're almost finished. We've got some red onion, bell pepper. We're gonna put some cilantro in there for the herbs, but we've got the tomatoes. Now again, you could chop the tomatoes or just put them in whole, right? We don't have to chop them. If they're huge, you might want to chop them, but we're gonna put some cherry tomatoes in here. I don't think we'll use the entire amount, but we'll get some in here. Maybe we will. It's all about volume, right? We want to make sure we get enough calories, so put all the tomatoes in. There we go. Bell pepper next. Here we go. And I like to matchstick, but I think I'm gonna cube this one. There we go. I chop it in half and then slice it. Again, you could run this through a food processor, or if you have like little kitchen tools that make chopping veggies easier, that works too. You don't always have to hand chop everything, unless you want to, unless like you have a good connection that you want to have with your food. You can do that as well. It's all good. As long as you're eating healthy, right? So we're gonna chop this up here. Awesome. So we've got our bell pepper. We're gonna put that on here. And I do make my salad sometimes a little bit smaller than Nate's, just because he tends to need slightly a little bit more calories than me, but not a lot, right? Not a lot. It's probably about 200 calories. We're gonna do the onion. Now what I like to do with the onion is after I chop off the bottom, then I just slice the top layer and I peel the top layer off all the way around. Let's just get this going here. Onion though, it smells so amazing. Mmm. And there we go. Nice onion, and then I just slice, maybe one more, a thin one. And then this one I'll save for dinner. I'll just put it, make sure that there's, I like to put a little lime juice, so you could rub a lime on it. And then I put that in the fridge on a plate, just so that it stays nice until dinner. Then we'll just chop this up. I'm gonna do kind of cubed style, minced, I guess, here for this red onion. And obviously, more onion is gonna go in my salad, but Nate still likes onion. We'll just put a little less on his salad here, and a lot more on mine. There we go. And now you could add the fresh herbs to the salad, but I always like putting the fresh herbs on top with the microgreens and sprouts. So I'm just gonna chop a little bit of this cilantro so that we have some for the top. That should be good. And here we go. This is our salad. That's what it looks like once we build it. And normally there's a little bit more greens in there, but because we split this one, love onion on my salads. Yes, onion on salads is amazing. Amazing. All right, here we go. We got our dressing. So I think for this one, yeah, let's do a drizzle. So you could pour it all in the center or drizzle it like back and forth, like zigzag. Just depends on how you want to do it. There we go. This smells amazing. I wish there was like smell-o-vision where you guys could smell it too. Look at that. Deliciousness. Absolutely delicious. Here we go. Let's do the next one. Drizzle that on there. Epically. Awesome. And make sure you use all the dressing. Obviously, if you making a double batch, then you would save the other portion. But there we go. Now we will add our cilantro. Ooh. All over. There we go. And last but not least, our onion microgreens or any other microgreen that you have. We like to have a lot of microgreens. I'm gonna add right into the center these deliciously beautiful onion microgreens that we grew ourselves. We grew these ourselves in our office. And if you want to learn how to grow your own microgreens, get Nate's new book, Alive, which is available in the bundle, link in my bio, link in the chat, to grow your own microgreens. He's also doing a grow-along, you guys, during this bundle. He's teaching you exactly how to grow microgreens the way we do. So head over to Nice Cream King on Instagram and check out his lives, because he's gonna be going live throughout the bundle until November 1st, showing you how to do it. So if you wanna do that, it's free. Obviously the lives are free, but if you really enjoy what we're doing here, definitely check out the bundle and support us by grabbing it. But here's the salad. Look how beautiful that is. Look how gorgeous. Yep. Yeah, microgreens and sprouts seriously bring things to the next level. They really do. And they add so much gorgeousness to the salads. It's awesome. So we're gonna finish up this one, adding our cilantro here. This one's Nate's. Look at that. And we'll put the rest of the micros in the center of his. I think I might have to borrow some of mine for his. I put a little much on mine. There we go. There you go. What would you call the name of the dressing? I don't know. I kind of made it up on the spot for you guys. Let's call it a Calabrian chili mango sauce. That's what we're gonna call it, because we use the Calabrian chilies, and again, this is one of my favorite chilies, but there you go. If you guys wanna rewatch this video, if you want the recipe, I will share the recipe in the description of the IGTV as well as the YouTube video, because I will put this on YouTube as well, so you can see all the ingredients, and I'll guesstimate for the amount that I put in. But yeah, it'll be in the description so that you can make this salad at home too. Yay! Thank you so much, you guys. Honestly, I am so incredibly blessed to be able to be in contact with all of you. I love you all so much. I love your beautiful comments, your shares and likes when you share my reels around, and I love it. I love it when you guys make my recipes and you tag me in your stories and in your posts, because I love seeing you guys make stuff from my books. I just love it. It's one of my highlights of the day. I just love going in and seeing who's making what and tagging me. So tag me in the pictures of what you make from my recipes. I love seeing it, and I love hanging out with you guys. I need to do more of these. Who wants me to do more of these? Put a thumbs up or a smiley face in the chat if you want me to do more of these kitchen ones, or a hand clap. Who wants me to do more of these in the kitchen? I'm going to be doing another one. I don't know if it's tomorrow or the next day, but if you guys want to watch all of the lives, we have over 200 lives scheduled for this bundle. You can check the link in my bio. Go to the link in my bio, and it'll take you to the main bundle website where you can click on live events schedule, and you can see all 200 plus lives that we have scheduled for this bundle. So please go over there to check out what's going on, because like I said, 200 lives with different topics from all the bundle creators. We're all going live all day long, talking about all kinds of things. So if you want to see what other lives are being scheduled, go to the link in my bio or click the link here on the screen and click live event schedule so that you can see everything that's going on for the entire bundle. Definitely go check that out and enjoy all the lives, because we're doing all of this for you guys. And if you want to support us, buy the bundle and enjoy all the good stuff. Enjoy all the good stuff. There's so much amazing stuff, and we are lucky and happy to be able to share all this with you. So here we go. One last checkout of the salad. Nate and I are so excited for these lunches. Woo, so excited, very hungry. So I'm going to sign off now, and I will be, again, saving this as IGTV so you can watch it again. The recipe will be in the description, and definitely go check out who else is going live by clicking the link in my bio and click on live event schedule to see all the good stuff. So head on over there and check it out. I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for joining me, and we will be back because I've got a lot of lives scheduled. So mwah! Enjoy, everyone. Love you.